Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're an American, your government is too damn big. I'm on Twitter this morning. I come across this story that made me turn red with rage. The FDA, that would be the Food and Drug Administration, for those of you who are not from the US, decided to make life a whole hell of a lot harder and more expensive for farmers. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea during food shortages and inflation. Geniuses. The meds and antibiotics necessary to keep a flock healthy will no longer be available at your local feed store. You will now be required to get a prescription anytime your chickens need attention. I suggest stocking up. This is the sign that was taken a picture of at the Tractor Supply. Over-the-counter livestock antibiotics will require veterinary prescriptions starting June 11th of 2023. This is not going to hurt just people with chickens. This is going to hurt big animal, large animal farmers who do a lot of their own veterinary work. And the reason they do that is to, of course, save money. And you don't have to pay a veterinarian or a large animal vet to come out to your farm to do that. You're saving tons of money. Think about your average dog vet bill or cat vet bill. Those add up and they add up really quickly. Vets are not cheap. Large animal vets, even more expensive. So now forcing farmers and people who have backyard chickens and whatever, in order to save money, by the way, that's why we have backyard chickens. So they're just going to make it even more expensive. I've never taken a chicken to the vet. Like, you don't take chickens to the vet. But here's a crazy part. Scroll down into the comments and look what we find. Representative Thomas Massey says, I mean no slight to you by my reply, but I don't recall voting on this recently. Was this done at the state level? Too many rules are implemented by agencies these days. Okay, guys, it's a really bad sign when a sitting member of Congress is like, hold on, hold the phone. Did we vote on this? No, you didn't. And you know why? Because the federal government is completely out of control because Congress just gave the executive branch a bunch of vague powers they shouldn't have given them, allowing the executive to do all the horrors we saw them do to us over COVID. Remember the lockdowns? Remember all of that? None of that went through Congress. It was all through your unelected bureaucrats at the health department. And the unelected bureaucrats at the FDA have now decided that your life as a farmer of big animals, well, it's about to get a lot harder. And we have nothing to say about this because this was done without representation. These federal agencies are making a mockery out of our government system. Our system is representative government. That means that you have a representative who takes your needs and desires to the House and they vote on those things. They have your voice in mind when they vote on bills because you can call them and you can tell them what you think. But when a government agency, a federal agency like the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, just decides to restrict your access to something as if there was a law, but there is no law, it's just a regulation, and no one can be held accountable and no one's name is on it, you'll never find who was behind this particular restriction that is now going to cost you thousands of more dollars, in some cases tens of thousands of more dollars a year in care for your animals. When they do this, no one represented you in their meetings, in their whatever their voting structure is. It's just some kind of pseudo government making policies and regulations that you have to abide by. And our Congress people, our actual representatives, had nothing to say about it. They had no involvement in it whatsoever. You can see Thomas Massey right here saying, I don't recall voting on this. Yeah, that's because you didn't. But you allowed the FDA to take so much power that they're allowed to just do this to us whenever they want. And our health departments are allowed to do this to us whenever they want. They were the ones that instituted the 6 feet separation between people during a pandemic. They are the ones, with them and the CDC, that instituted vaccine mandates. Those did not go through Congress. They didn't go through your representative. No one held a town hall. No one debated on whether or not it should be done. It was just done. It was done to you without your consent, without your vote, without anything at all. It was done to you. And this is what American government is now. This is what it is. Unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats who are faceless and nameless, making regulations that impact your life like laws, and there isn't a damn thing we can do about it. There's no congressman to kick out of office who did it. There's no representative's office that you can picket. There's nowhere to go when the FDA decides they're going to screw with your life. Hope your blood pressure is a little lower than mine is. Like and subscribe.